Takes time what people find in geology worth the seeing. But here's a story of another glory about folks you ought to be meeting. Curious men who came here when the canyon was just a hole, but through their eyes and the things they tried had given her a brand new soul. Oh, the settlers came to make their claim, brought new life to the canyon. Men who blazed trails in a maze, working hard without abandon. They came alone and made it home, it was their destiny. Some not pure, but they opened doors to live in our history. Yes, and the settlers came to stake their claim, the men of the great Grand Canyon. Yes, and the settlers came, traders, trappers through, miners, boaters, the seekers too. All the people, hey, and you folks too, to the people of the great, great Grand Canyon. To give you another understanding and appreciation of time in the Grand Canyon, think of a geological clock that begins at midnight. The Earth's a seething cauldron from the volcanic calamity and mountain building activity which will issue for millions and millions of years to come. Intense heat and smoke, noise and devastation are the norm of this region. By breakfast time, the first of 5 chapters of rock history are still being formed, called the early Precambrian chapter. By lunchtime, the second begins, known as the late Precambrian, which is but an extension of the first. Now, algae begin to emerge, life in a smaller but important order of creation. About dinner time, the third chapter begins, called the Paleozoic era, which is to be divided into 7 lesser periods. The rocks of this time span are those which make up the Upper Canyon walls today. It is also the last visible chapter seen inside the treasury of hardened formations. During this time, seas begin teeming with strange marine organisms. New changes on the restless planet are slowly taking place, and as the long evening hours while away, generations and generations of amphibians, reptiles, pines, and ferns all come to live and die in this new growth epoch. Another chapter is closing, yet a new one is dawning, called the Mesozoic, which has already been here, but the remnants of this 4th chapter are no longer visible except for places like Cedar Mountain near the eastern boundary of the park's periphery. Also, one other notable landmark, Red Butte, about 15 miles south of Grand Canyon Village. Heat and pressure, force and twisting, a young earth born in fire. Tilted rocks, faults and blocks, the mantle buckled higher. Sedimentation, pointed mountains, layers of sandstone building. Cracks and creases, stress and weakness, the land of cauldron reeling. Precambrian roots of schist and granite, upper walls, Paleozoic. Chapter stones for the old rock home beyond the rim, the Mesozoic. Shale and limestone, clay and siltstone, igneous rocks releasing. Volcanoes cry to a smoky sky, some rocks of time deleted. Grand Canyon carving, sands and rocks and seas. Wind, rain, fire and ice, the force of gravity. River cut the inner canyon, erosion, all the rest. Some say it's been 6 million years, no more. Exposed rocks show 2 billion years in the gorge. From there, well, it's anybody's guess. 1,000 symphonies of rocks, water, and wind. A sea of limestone vista touches each rim. Barren, yet living. Empty, though full. A plethora of life where aridity rolls. A teasing tapestry of infinite sight. Quiet grandeur reflects in a shrine of soft light. My canyon shrinks everything because of her size. Line of sight is fickle on far-seeing eyes. Yes, I am the natural wonder of all the wide world. Magic and mystical, let my fantasy unfurl. I am the rain and the wind, the rocks of erosion, the Arizona blue sky, its sun-fired explosion. The carver of life, a monument out of time, I created this treasury of ancestry sublime. Some call me the Titan of canyons, the palace of stone, the pristine labyrinth, the old rock home, the temple of ages from ceiling to floor. I am all of this, and yet there is more. Visual serenity, a carved canvas of color. Call me Grand Canyon, and not by no other. Oh, the Grand Canyon's layered history, sediments of 7 landlocked seas, a clock of time, 2 billion years, fiery rocks that often sear. Canyon sculpture from erosive waves, rain, ice, and wind, the scorching rays uplifted plateau as entrenching began. The river cut deeper through mud, soil, and sand. 2 lifelong ravens slowly circling high, guarding rainbow rocks in a deep blue sky, riding zephyr breezes from the austere wind in desert heat that cooks the skin. Gotta make the red wall before the sun slides down. Yes, gotta find water toward that distant river sound. Oh, this pack's too heavy. If I fall here on the ground, well, I might get lost now, and I might not be found. Yes, the Grand Canyon's a grand lady, castles, cliffs, and rocks, such majesty. 300 miles long and deeper by a mile, 18 miles wide. Be here for quite a long while, and a raven spirit will fly. Hear his canyon prayers cry. I am the Grand Canyon Raven. I guard the Grand Canyon sky.